ready. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play golf. The 2011 Lakeside World Professional Darts Championship Final is Wolfie Martin Adams. Known as Over the Top, Dean Winstanley.
The pilgrimage has been made by both men, but there's a fine line between heaven and hell on the lakeside stage. Our two wise men are Vassos Alexander and David Croft.
And we follow the exploits of not one star but 32. But tonight we care not for the bows of burning gold. This is all about those arrows of desire, the hunger of the wolf, the Yorkshire grit of Winstanley, the new boy against the veteran. It's the ultimate duel. There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. But which of these boys can fling with fine finesse?
Everybody knows Wolfie. He's been competing here every year since 1994. He's been in 4 of the past 7 finals. He has already won this title twice. Dean Winstanley may be the 3rd seed, but he's made his name this week. He could have lost his very first match if Martin Atkins had scored with one of 2 darts to beat him. Martin Adams will not be so generous. It is the final of the 2011 World Darts Championship.
And it is the ultimate destiny, but for whom?
First set, first leg, it's Martin to throw first. Very best of order, please. Game on.
It's like the roar that accompanies the first ball of an Ashes series. And it's the first dart of a World Championship.
140.
Martin Adams finding the treble target already. The first of what I'm sure will be a hatful of 140s. Winstanley, the power scorer, going for a maximum.
100.
Lovely start from both players. A 140 to steady the nerves. The first to 7 sets will be crowned world champion.
81.
They'll have an interval after 6 sets.
And such a complete contrast between these two players. Dean Winstanley, did he really believe when he made his way
100.
down to this World Championship for the very first time that he'd be here on finals day? Certainly the aim of Martin Adams as he came for an 18th consecutive Lakeside. No one else has played in this World Championship more than the England captain.
Martin, you require 140.
Adams first to an out shot. 2 treble 20s, double 10. Needs another treble 20. Finds it for a 12 dart leg to start the final.
120.
It's been a solid start from the number 1 seed. Winstanley knew the task ahead of him
100.
before he picked up his first dart.
20.
He's been reminded as Adams now double 5 for a 14 dart leg.
Shot. And the first leg, Martin Adams.
And whether you're playing in your 57th match in this championship or your 5th, to get the first leg on the board steadies and settles those nerves.
60. $125.
We've seen the Pirates, we've seen the Pack, and there's even a Parrot here as well. And the crowd playing their part, as they always do on finals night, packed in to this wonderful arena.
What a consistent start from Adams.
140.
His third 140 in a leg and a half. And he's putting pressure on the Winstanley throw.
140.
He's up to the task though, Team Winstanley. Scoring hasn't been his problem all week. As Bobby and Colin were saying, the finishing is where he sometimes come unstuck, but the big scores there from both players. Adams much steadier on his tons throughout the tournament though. In terms of the averages, there really has been little between them this week.
100. Martin required 96.
96 to break the throw for a 2-leg lead. 2 18s. It's a good marker.
78. Dean require 141.
Well, Adams couldn't take out what he would normally think would be a quite routine check out. Winstanley, has he been counting? Double 12 if he has. Well, he has done his counting, but he couldn't make it count.
18.
And Adams to steal the leg away from the Yorkshireman and get double 9.
And the second leg, Martin Adams. Third leg, it's Martin to throw first. Game on.
We mentioned Dean Winstanley had problems in his first round match. Martin Adams lost the first 5 legs of his first round match against Tony West. But he was 4 legs from elimination. Turned that round and won the match 3-1.
I was having a chat this afternoon to him, and I said, have you been panicking at any stage this week? You've looked fairly calm, but you have been up against it, not just against Tony West, but against John Boy Walton in the second round. He said, no, back myself. I know the scores are going to come. I know the finishes are going to come. If I've done my preparation right, I can escape anything. And we should raise our glasses to both players, because Winstanley, so much self-belief he's given.
He said to me, he's played some of his best ever darts against some great players this week. He says he's kept his nerve, he's trusted his ability. He says, I'm in the form of my life. Is Martin Adams?
60.
Then he raised his eyebrows.
Well, and mighty well raise his eyebrows, because as consistent as Adams has been, I don't think he's been in the form of his life this week. Maybe is due
95.
a big game, a convincing game. Well, maybe Winstanley can keep pace with him. One thing's for sure, another treble 20 here will give him great confidence when he returns. He's won 195 sets in the BDO World Championship in the past. Treble 17 and ball to take out his 196th. Yeah, that is in the treble 2, Martin. And these such small margins to game swing 30. To and fro. But Winstanley, very tall order here.